Welcome back to another 6-inch Black Series review. And today we have a highly anticipated figure, one that they actually made a convention exclusive out of, but I don't have that one. In fact, I just decided to wait until it came out at retail, which is what this is. And, well, I'll reserve judgment until we get him out of the package, but good first impression. He is number 32. On the back, it says, "A legendary Jedi Master, Obi-Wan Kenobi was a noble man, and gifted in the ways of the Force. He trained Anakin Skywalker, served as a general in the Republic Army during the Clone Wars, and guided Luke Skywalker as a mentor." At least for a few days. Or even, I'm not even sure how long it actually was. If you try and figure out how long the two of them knew each other, it's really not that long. In any case, it's a little strange that we've had to wait this long to get some of the most iconic characters in the entire franchise, namely Princess Leia in her sort of white gown, Luke in his farm boy outfit, and finally Obi-Wan, old man Obi-Wan. But we're finally getting him, along with droids like C-3PO and so forth, so that's good news. Let's see how he measures up. So here is Old Ben, and you may notice that they've gone for a kind of a hybrid approach with his outfit. It has this soft goods robe on the outside, and then on the inside it's got a kind of rubbery plastic robe. And I actually think this was a good idea for them to choose this approach because, first of all, this inner robe has got a lot of folds and wrinkles and things. At least it would if it, looks realistic. And I think that's almost impossible to pull off at this scale using actual cloth. At the same time, the outer robe kind of needs to flow around a little bit more and give the impression of actual cloth. I mean, they've made figures, of course, with plastic robes or capes. Most recently, Krennic here. And, the more I think about it, the more I think about this figure, the more I wish that they had gone with soft goods for the cloak, because it just, I don't know. I mean, it does have more details, to be sure, but it looks a little weird, actually, having it be plastic. So yeah, I like this approach. I think it looks quite good, especially just, as the full package here. Now he comes with sort of pre-sculpted sleeves on his robes here. They're part of his arms, and that is a bit of a problem in the sense that it limits his articulation a little bit, so his arms, his hands will only turn this way and they don't pronate at all. That can be a bit of a problem if you want to, if you wanted to do something where you have the saber down like that. You're limited by the angle you can use without moving his arm. So yeah, I mean, you are somewhat limited by this, and of course having the inner robes be a harder rubbery plastic also limits his posing to some degree. But frankly, it's Old Ben. He's not going to be doing a lot of acrobatics. I will say also that the hood here looks better than on Leia. It seems to be less prone to sticking up like a, like a wizard's hood or something like that. This one, at least on mine, unless I really try hard, always wants to stick up in a little cone shape, whereas this one seems to pretty much stay like this, which is not too bad. So moving on, he does come with his lightsaber, which, looks as you would expect it, and it has a removable blade, which is a little tricky, a little challenging to get off, but it comes off. And he has a little belt loop as well that you can put his saber on if it'll fit. There we go. I always like it when they do that. So, I mean, I really don't have any complaints on the general concept of this figure. I think it's well executed. Probably the most important thing that people are interested in is the facial sculpt. So let's get a closer look at that. I think this is an excellent sculpt. Excellent. Paint-wise, it could be better, but, you know, that's true of all of these figures. Mine, in particular, has this weird dot on the side of his beard here. I don't know. I guess it's just a little paint splatter, but looks a little weird. Still, I think it worked out fine. I wonder... I mean, his hair and beard could do with more variations in color, frankly. It seems a little bit monotone, but aside from that, no real complaints, I think. And that's a bit unusual for the Black Series. I mean, it's not only a good-looking sculpt, it's a more realistic sculpt than many of the figures have been in the past. A lot of them have been on the cartoony side, I think, not strictly realistic representations of the characters or the actors playing them. So I really don't have any problems with this. I think this would be amazing if repainted by a skilled painter in particular. I'd really like to see that. I'm sure some people have already done that. I just have to look it up. But yeah, so no complaints really here. It's hard to imagine, you know, a Star Wars fan who's collecting 6-inch Black Series figures would not want this figure. It's, you know, sort of a must-have character, and it's good to know that it's a well-executed figure as well. It doesn't really have any of the drawbacks of, say, Luke, which I still can't look at this figure and not shake my head. I don't know what they were thinking there. One comparison we should make also is Vader, of course. Now Vader, I've reviewed in the past, and he's got some drawbacks. Most notably, his helmet looks a little off. And, you know, I can't help but think maybe he's a little bit short compared to Obi-Wan here as well. I'd have to actually check out some screenshots and things, but, you know, overall, not a bad pairing off here. So, that's it for today's figure. Stay tuned for more in this wave, and thanks for watching.